Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast, Street Savvy. You guys know I'm the host, Jay Works, that talk about all the great in the host. The host is going around the country in the news that's spreading or trending. Listen, I'm glad to have you folks tuning in with us tonight. It's going to be a quick one. I haven't been on lately. The last several days, I've been giving you guys a break of this lovely voice. But we back at it. Folks, I'm here to tell you, I am delighted to get online and share the light on some of the hoopla, some of the dirty laundry, and some of the great news you need to know, especially overseas, and on the politics and the politics things that's going on around the world for us to know, especially in your state, your country, in your town, and your province. I would love to keep bringing you this news and the glory that I present to you, folks. We're hoping you like it. Here at Street Savvy, that's what we want. We want you to not just ponder, but keep on listening to us. And I'm going to keep giving it to you, especially the news and the great attributes that we can give you that comes up from the topics. Because the best thing part of Street Savvy here at this podcast, we give you great topics. And we also wear great clothing. As I got on today, you see PD Code is one of the great T-shirts from PD Code, the clothing and apparel, one of the vintage T-shirts. Yes, one of the great vintage T-shirts. As you can see, we love it. We fully aware of what we're doing here, and fully aware of what we want to do here at PD Code, and as well as Street Savvy for the podcast. And if you can't promote yourself, folks, you are no good. If you can't put something out that you want to the world, you are no good. You need to get out. You're in the wrong business. But if you want to put yourself out there, hey, get a platform. Get busy. Let's get busy. And that's what we're doing. Everything we wear on PD Code, everything we wear on Street Savvy, either other show, in the 1 Minute with Jay Works. And this sister program is coming up February 1st. She the Reporter. So hope you guys tune into that. We have it on PD Code. PD Code is the clothing and apparel that we wear. PD Code is something that we're not giving up on. That's what we love to do, and we hope you guys go out and seek it on Shopify.com, PD Code Clothing Line and Apparel, or on its own website, PD Code Clothing and Apparel.com. So check it out, folks. Go on and check out the gear, check out the man, check me out on IG, check me out on a lot of the social media platforms I'm on. Check me out on Facebook. I'm on there. I'm online. I'm definitely on YouTube. Yes, go check me out on YouTube. JWorks TV, Street Savvy, that's what we're doing. I hope you folks enjoy what we have and bring to the table. Okay, let's get to the news at hand. Again, our great topic tonight is are you satisfied with the education you have today? Are you satisfied? Are you settling, or are you satisfied with the education you present yourself and your family today? So that's our topic. But before we get into our topic, let's get into what's trending. What's trending in the news today, folks, is a lot going on. Definitely about the group B2K. We're not going to name names, but several of the artists of B2K has knowledge some really bad stuff going on when they was young. Shouldn't be going on with them. Between the handlers and the managers, allegedly. It's a story. It's crazy that all this is coming up now with all these lawsuits, and if these babies being hurt or not, who knows? But let's hope they get to the bottom of it. P. Diddy's name was dragged in it as well, in which I'm tired of it. It's not even news no more. Allegedly. In other news of P. Diddy, the young lady from the City Girls, I guess, allegedly the money's running out on P. Diddy. P. Diddy was giving her $200,000 a month for allowance. His money's running out since the Cassidy lawsuit, allegedly. So P. Diddy's not be able to give her no money. So she want to break out. She mad. So it's gonna be a story about her coming out too. Leslie probably you're gonna hear some other hoopla, some weird crap. And other news around the world, around the United States as well. A young man and his baby was missing for a week down south. Um, don't quote me on it. I think it's either Louisiana, between Louisiana and Alabama. Um, Allegedly, the KKK has something to do with it. The baby's no older than 3 years old. The father was a nice young man, working father. They reported the father and the daughter missing several days ago, and a phone call came in saying, "Hey, it was allegedly there was a horrific crash." But then they get another phone call, which is 24 hours later, saying, "Hey, uh, they found the vehicle." And actually, all reality, they found the two bodies not even a block away from the truck, their vehicle. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the young man and his baby. There's a lot of foul play going on around the country, a lot of abduction, a lot of killing. It's been very announced on Black and brown communities that people hate us because of the color of our skin. And folks, you got to be out there protecting yourself at all means necessary. Period. Period. Okay, and in politics, New Hampshire has awarded Donald Trump the nominee, allegedly, for the Republican Party. He beat Nikki Haley over there, supposedly. Who knows? Maybe Donald Trump on his way to change the country. We got 10 months, folks. We got 10 months to that powerful election day. Folks, if you want something done, vote on your local and state policies. Vote. City councilmen in. Men and women, assembly folks. You know what I mean? Your mayors, your governors, your senators, your elected officials. Let's get them in there as well. So we definitely want to do that. So let's get that on there. In other news as well, let's go on to sport news. The Dallas Cowboys is back in the news again. Dallas Cowboys is looking at making sudden changes to the offense, as well as the defense, as well as coaching. Pretty soon, Jerry Jones was saying, "Hey, the door is not open." Right now, he's not firing Mike McCarthy, but he's looking at doing other things. Okay. We hit up this story early in the week about human trafficking. And again, people are coming up missing all over the country, not just down south, up north. Folks, protect your loved ones. Protect your loved ones at all costs, folks. It's happening. This human trafficking thing is happening. We are not paying close attention to our loved ones. We are not even being fair to the fact that these people, they got an agenda. Their agenda is to snatch people. Their agenda is out there to take you Black, white, Hispanic, you name it. The numbers are so astonishing. Again, I'm going to say them, I'm going to repeat them. I said them last week. In between 15,000 and 50,000 people are abducted in America on a yearly basis. And between 7 to 10 people, they're minority people, Black and brown. And the majority of the folks, their kidnapping is young women in between the ages of 19 and 11. 19, 11 years old, they kidnap and take away from their homes or their bus stops or their job sites, or when you at a parking lot, they're in a parking lot shopping, or you walk into your car with your head down or your headphones. Folks, stop all the ignorance. Stop it all. Stop wearing the hoodie up your head. Wear a hat, wear Scully. Stop having 2 earphones in your ear. And young boys and young girls, if you outside, make sure somebody go outside to that bus stop with you. I don't give a shit what it is. I don't give a crap what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got to protect our children, protect our men and women or young folk alike. Human trafficking is at its highest. especially in America, and it's been done. It's been done every day. It's been happening, and we are not doing a darn thing, especially the black and brown community. We got all this toughness. We got all this gang banging. We got all this black on black crime, but we are not. Thank you, producer. We are not doing a damn thing about it. We are not, and I am totally peeved and appalled that these folks and I'm coming into these communities and taking our people, and we are not being accountable for it. You know, we can do all this gang banging, we can do all this black on black crime, but when it comes to human trafficking, we're not out here protecting the home front. And I'm very upset about that. I think these people who doing it, they know what they're doing. They're specialists in their field. You know, they're specialists in their field or what they're trying to do. Human trafficking, folks. Let me give you some more astonishing numbers. From the federal government, from the feds, it's 100,000 kids abducted in America yearly. Yearly. That's an alarming number. Just kids alone. I'm not just talking about adults. We got to take care of the home front, folks. We got to take care of the home front. We got to take care of the home front. We got to keep hope alive. Okay, in other news, down in Memphis, the Big Jug is a well-known record recording exec. He is young. Let me get this right. Not Young Jock. I'm having a brain disorder. Well, him and his brother executives down in Memphis, and he got murdered last week, and he got murdered right after his uncle's funeral, right? And Yo Gotti, excuse me, Yo Gotti's big brother, Juk, all right, Big Juk, and the feds allegedly today wants to speak to the little brother, the artist, the rapper, the label owner, Yo Gotti. That situation allegedly is so messy. It's got Young Dolph name written all over. He's been dead 2 years, almost 3 years. This is going to end messy for Young Gotti. Yo Gotti. You know, it's going to end messy, man. And this will let all you young artists know who's still in the streets, who still glorify murder and drugs. It don't pay. It don't pay to bang. It don't pay to bang, and you can't hustle and bang. You can't hustle and gang bang. You can't hustle and have no type of beef. You can't. It won't happen. Not in this society, not in this era, not in anybody's era. That situation in Memphis is ugly, and it's going to get uglier. Some folks allegedly saying, hey, his brother was a sacrifice. Some folks saying that whole crew, they can't go back to Memphis. Some folks say allegedly Young Dolph people just is eating them up. Is winning the battle. They said the dead is working. And my opinion to that, this is my humble opinion, that's black on black crime at its finest. Where do we stop? Where do we stop? This man got killed coming from going to a repast. Big Jug got killed in his vehicle with his mama in the back seat, coming from his uncle repast funeral. Yeah. There's some serious stuff these cats working with. Allegedly. So that's definitely trending. And rest in peace, Young Dolph and Big Juke. Yo Gotti, my brother, I'm going to pray for you. And in other news around the States as well, Cat Williams has called out big wigs, big giants in Hollywood, from the Steve Harveys, from the Kevin Harts, from Cedric Entertainer, who I really love, and Ricky Smiley. He's called them out, and Oprah Winfrey. But now is a big blast going on. Another big wig done got involved. David Chappelle. David Chappelle is putting the comeback to Cat Williams, saying, hey, listen, Cat, I'm not saying none of that didn't happen, but you taking down black men and women who actually doing the same thing you doing. That's to feed their families. What's up with that? You ain't coming at them white boys like that. You damn sure not doing that, allegedly. And as well as Oprah too. She done sent her team out to warn Cat Williams about a lawsuit from defamation of character. Say he's destroying her name, dragging her name through the mud and through the industry. And they said Cat Williams is not stopping. He is not backing down. Now, with other stories out there, people are coming out saying Cat Williams is double standards. It was a young lady who was up on a podcast, up on a local a comedian who was in the Friday After Next, his podcast, and she was saying that she wrote one of those jokes Cat Williams be talking about. She said she wrote it. She was on tour with him. She was on his first biggest tour. She said he paid her well. And this is what I like. This is where I got interested in this podcast. There was another guy on the podcast with her. And he said to her, hold up. Now, as you being a woman, because she has some things, this is what she said. She said, reason why she don't deal with him, because he beat women. That's his thing. So someone on the podcast about, oh, did he beat you? She said, hell no. Nah. And he's still alive. Okay. So in the other question, he said, so okay, if all that happened in Dandy, you've been around him all this time, and he paid you well, why are you saying this now? Are you clout chasing? And she said, yeah. She said, because I got this platform, I'm telling. Now, that's where I think they're wrong at. I don't care what anybody say, however they doing it, or whoever's doing, who's putting out dirty lines, who's checking folks, who's fact checking them. When you out here clout chasing, allegedly, that's a problem with that. That's a real problem with that, folks. I have a problem with that. Especially for the black and brown community. We shouldn't be doing it. So kudos to that podcast for having some fact checkers on there. Not allowing that just to be one-sided conversation because the other person's not there to either protect themselves or stand up for themselves. And that's allegedly sometimes the truth. And I got some hometown news. Bobby Brown was home in Boston over the weekend. He was at a funeral of one of these guys. He grew up well. He knows his family, and he's been Bobby's security guard, Big Stan. Shout out to Big Stan if you're watching this podcast, and Bobby Brown. Bobby was at the funeral. He paid his respects to Big Stan brother. Bob always doing things for the community, folks. Bobby Brown is always going back home and doing real work, real footwork for the community of Roxbury, for the city of Boston. He's always going back. I don't know if it's things like that, it's funerals, or going back for parties, going back for domestic violence. You know, if you go back to speak on something, I mean, they put a screen in Bobby's name. Over the years, if you guys, a lot of you guys always hear about the bad things about Bobby. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not here to defend anybody, but I'm here to stand up for that. Bobby Brown has suffered a lot, folks, a lot in his life. In the last 15, 16 years, father, mother, sister, ex-wife, daughter, son, some other family members, his aunties as well. This man has suffered in our eyes. Hollywood music, whatever you want to call it. And he has not went to the brink. He's steadfast, trying to keep himself revolving, staying on the tour. He's battling a weight issue that he's got control over, because he says he haven't had an urge for any substance in years. He's controlling his addictions. He's really been a different person, and I don't think the media sheds light on folks like Bobby or Bobby Brown in particular. And I don't like that as a person of interest, person who knows Bobby's family, knows Bobby pretty much well. I'm giving props when props due. Bob, you're doing a good job, man. And I'm always honored on any platform to speak on your name, on your behalf. The good, the bad, and the ugly, because you've always been a man to me to stand out and take your blame and punishment that wasn't warranted for you. So I salute you for being home this weekend and just being there for a friend of the family. Man, keep doing what you're doing, Bobby Brown, you and your wife and kids. And congratulations on New Edition becoming a residence in Vegas. That deserves a whole standing. Standing on. Deserve a clap. New Edition, folks. New Edition, folks. New Edition, folks, is going to Vegas to be a residence. Yeah. I don't know how long, but I know they actually doing other shows and other venues until they get in Vegas. Bob is definitely doing solo shows as well. I know BBD is doing shows, and Johnny and Ralph is doing shows as well. So the group is still stuck. They're still out there, still working. And salute to the group. You too as well, Bob. That's something I had to definitely report, because Bob always getting the bad end of the deal. Oh, and in sports, it's been some real good news as far as hiring black coaches in NFL and NBA. The Milwaukee Bucks has now hired ex-Celtics coach, championship-winning coach of the year, Doc Rivers, New York fame, scoring forward, coach, leading coach, one of the blackest winningest coaches in the league today. Doc Rivers is now taking over the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, they fired another coach who was the Celtics drafted him. Adrian, I think. I don't got his name off the back here, but we will be reporting on the story. They fired him, and he had a winning record. He was third in the league in NBA. Down the Boston Celtics and I think Denver out west. The third best record in the league. And they fired him and hired Doc Rivers. So we're going to get to the bottom of that story. We should have more reporting on that. And as well, NFL head coaching changing. I just seen it. Another black coach been hired. I will report on it in another time and date. But yes, another black coach has been hired. I think the Denver Broncos coordinator, he is now Atlanta Falcons head coach. I think. Don't quote me on that, folks. Yep. Okay. And that was good in the reporting on the news. Let's get on our topic. We only have several minutes on that. Okay, folks, topic of the day. Are you satisfied with your education? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bobby Brown in the background. My guy, he's in concert singing Tenderoni, one of my favorite songs. We're going to let that play for a minute, if y'all don't mind. Let's hit it, Bobby. Woo! Give it a chance, girl. Romance. Tenderoni. We get official. We're giving you love. Let's go, Bob. My heart belongs to Aroni. Come on, y'all. Yeah. She's my only love. Let's go, Bob. Drop it down. She's a sweet old girl. About the sweetest old girl in the whole wide world. All deep in love. You will never give her up. Makes her daddy feel proud. Stands out in crowds. And Aroni is so right for the rest of my life. Yeah, that's Bobby Brown, y'all, in the background. I am not responsible for the music or the content or the copyright. Bobby Brown and RCA. But get back to the topic, folks. Education is always the key, especially for us in generational wealth for our kids and our family and things you want to do in life. You never get too old to learn something or take a trade. Soon, I'm going back to school to finish it up to get a psychology degree because that's what I love to do. I love to study the human mind. I love talking to folks about their problems and issues and helping them solve it. Just on a rebuttal situation and just writing things down daily, just on doing the right activity, just on saying no to certain things in your life. I love helping people doing that. I love advising. And I just love giving them public opinion. You see, I love speaking as well. So I want to go back and finish up and get me a degree. So yeah, you were never too old to go back. I mean, you can't just sit on what you're doing. And if you are, it's cool. I mean, in my life, it's not cool. If you're comfortable, okay. But if you're not comfortable, go on and get some paperwork. Go on and get a degree. Go on and get a trade. Go take some classes. You know, the wife was telling me she wanted me to do some real estate. I'm surely with that. I'm supporting that because you are never too old to do better education to influence the mind. You want to do better, to feel better about what you want to do. Um, you have to always educate yourself on things around you, as far as family, friends, politics, occupation. Um, just you being aware of all the evolving things that's happening to the community and the world around you. It's definitely evolving. The American dollar is changing daily. The attitude is changing around the world as far as black and brown communities, and as far as you as a person. So think about it, folks. Education is something you should never ponder on. You should just keep working at it. Keep wanting to do better for yourself. Keep on this sponge of activity, of knowledge in your membranes. Because them babies gonna keep coming to you. You influence, you a role model. You someone loved one, someone always want to talk to. Someone always want to differ with. Somebody always want to get a conversation as far as advice. And I would say, no, you should never be settled with the education you have. And if you are, that's on you. It's each his own. But I think if you have the wherewithal and the betterment of you going to educate yourself on better things, to have your welfare better, your life, history, let's go. Let's go. Well, folks, I got to come off of this. It's glad to have the ones tune in on this. I'm loving it. I love this part of the day because I get spiraled into what I'm doing on this podcast. Street Savvy is a tool for you guys to understand everything I put up is something influential for you folks to understand what my mind is trying to get through what I might have seen, done, or recorded, and learn from the mistakes, and keep staying on that narrow line instead of going like this, believing in my faith in God, having a relationship with God, having a personal relationship with everybody in my house on a one-on-one basis, knowing where I want to go in life as far as my occupation, my education, and my welfare. And the biggest thing is generational wealth between all the kids, the grandkids, the siblings, and family members alike, and confidence. So this is what this platform is here for. Street Savvy, I want you folks to keep supporting. We hoping the network pick us up. We hoping someone like Comic Central, Netflix, because I got a lot of content. I got a lot of things I want to do with this platform that YouTube is giving me a platform with a view, an angle, which is not as much, but it's enough for you guys to see me on an everyday basis, or the other day, or in the morning at night. Street Savvy is going to be in your face. Street Savvy is going to be in your ear. Street Savvy is going to be in your education, in your midbrain to think like, hey, Jay Works is me. Jay Works has went through the same thing. He has some answers that I need to be answered, some questions I need to be answered. So we're going to be more powerful. We being more transparent and more straightforward on this show. And plus, when you see that man on that 1 minute, in the 1 minute with Jay Works, you can talk that thing to him, because he's going to talk back. In them 4 women or 3 women or 2 women coming up pretty soon called the She Reporter. So folks, please tune in. Tune in February 1st. We have a marathon, a lot of women on this show. And hopefully we can keep it up. But until then, listen to the sounds of Bobby Brown and Ja Rule. Remember, I'm not responsible for this music or the content or the copyrights. Ja Rule and Bobby Brown is. Folks, I'm over and I'm out. This is Street Savvy, the podcast, and I'm the host, Jay Works with the most. God bless. Let's go, fellas. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Come on, folks. Woo! Home ain't no more, get it? Loving, thugging, chilling with him. It's my loving, my thugging, thug loving. Come on, Bob. I love me some Bobby Brown because he's that guy. I love mimicking Bobby in all which ways, shape, or fashion. This man that sometimes is all I had in my neighborhood to lean my head on as a young boy to say I know him. He's from my neighborhood. On his struggles and his pains and his do's and don'ts. And it's coming up in the industry. I looked at that. He was my role model. He was somebody I can say I know. I know him. I know the Browns. I know his sisters and brother and his brother. You know, and his nieces and nephews. So when I hear things about Bob, I'm up on it. I'm steadfast. I'm there to check. I'm there to fact check anyone. Because Bob ain't never came out and said he's good. Bob never said nothing. He accepted his do's and don'ts in his wrongs and kept going. And a lot of folks ain't never accept that about him. But I do. I'm shooting the king, Bobby Brown. I'm out, folks. Loving. Love you, Takesha Works.